I
Go ahead.
am Gary Lathrop, the president of the Washington Hearing Society. And again, this is for March 2nd, 2024. And I move to call this meeting into order. To start out with, let's see who all is here. Let's do a roll call of our membership with Rebecca Winters and Mara recording.
Okay, I'm going to try to get through this. I want to first off give a big shout out of thanks to the students that are present and other attendees slash guests. You may not hear your name being called because of those reasons. You're not a voting member. I will start here with Ashley Bowder. Please say present if you are here. Respond if you're here. Ashley Bowder. Everyone is unmuted. Let's see.
I think they have to unmute themselves.
Okay, unmute yourselves so you can respond to roll call, please.
Down in the lower left-hand corner of your Zoom screen.
Okay, Ashley Bowder. Joseph Blasco.
Present.
Okay, I'm going to try to do this one. Annie Butte Miller counts. Jean Bowling. Carmen Brown.
I'm here.
Thank you. Colby
Michelle.
Bochelle. Thank you.
Close enough. Here.
Thank you. Brenda Christensen. Jennifer Cochran.
Present.
Thank you. Bill Devaney. Mara Isvug.
I'm here.
Was I close?
I took.
Diane Fox. Connie Fury.
Present.
Thank you. Rick Giles.
Here.
Thank you. Marco Gutierrez. Jody Higman. John Heisey. Sandy Hubbard.
Here.
Thank you. Doreen Keeter.
Here.
Thank you. Kyle Koch.
Here.
Thank you. Gary Lathrop.
Lathrop is here.
Lathrop. Thank you. Kevin McBride. Maureen McGovern. Allison Metcalf.
Present.
Thank you. Tammy Miller. Leo Oltman. Kay Patterson. Ann Plotnick. Thank you.
Present.
Jesse Sawyer. Susan Southwick. Dixon Stopper. Valerie Taylor. Okay, this one's my challenge for the day. Urrutia Umberto. Darn, and they're not even here. Ryan Wall.
Here.
Thank you. Rebecca Winters, present. Scott Wise.
Rebecca, Leah Waltman's here. I think I was muted.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else present who is a member that I did not call their name?
I'm here, Elizabeth Miller.
Why are you not on my list?
I don't know.
I apologize, Liz.
That's okay.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, roll call is finished. Thank you.
Could we get the minutes for our last meeting? Myra?
Yes, I have them. Let me pull them up here and I'll share with everybody those minutes. Alrighty. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
All your faces on the side. We'll minimize that. There we go. Okay, so our notes that we have, this was from our summer meeting. So we initially started with Gary, our president, calling our meeting to order. We did introduce our board members at that time. So Gary is the president, Rick Giles is our past president, Elizabeth Miller is our vice president, Connie Fury is not our president, she was our treasurer. Rebecca Winters is a board member, Kaylin Patterson is a board member, and then me, Mara Eidsvåg, is also a board member. Old business, we had our roll call, which we motioned to accept, a second and accepted. We did our treasurer's report, which is good news on our part on that time. WHS was in the black, which was awesome. Another good note was Tri-State's donation. Tri-State is no longer available to us as an amazing convention, unfortunately, and they decided to donate their I think it was their profits at that time to us so that we could continue on with all of these events that we are now putting on. Committee reports, our membership committee wanted to reach out to all of you guys to see if anyone is interested in becoming a board member, along with building relationships to employees so we can get more and more people involved in our organization. Nomination committee, we do have a couple positions coming up, and that's actually this year. I think you saw a couple emails about that that we just sent out in the last month or so. New business at that time, the health department had a couple different stances on the cerumen management, saying that it is not in our scope of practice for our hearing instrument specialist licensure. So using those headsets for cleaning that we've been seeing in the market is not something we should be doing. They did include a new continuing ed credit that we're going to have to see how we can implement here, which is the health equity. And then another one was protecting our audiology and HIS licensures in regarding to over-the-counter options. Hugo's Law, which I'm pretty sure some of you guys who are doing billing have seen already in effect. So that is now plenty available for us to use and bill for. Gary
correction on that. It's $3,000 per year, not $2,500.
It's 3,000.
Yes.
There we go. $3,000 per year every 3 years. And then Gary talked a little bit more about our profession and the changes over the last couple of years and kind of the direction that we're seeing things headed. At that time, we did elect Rebecca and Bill as board members again Rebecca was reinstated and then Bill was a new election to our board for this year. And then at that time, there wasn't any other questions or comments. So Gary then ended our meeting.
Thank you so much.
I
Any
make
questions?
a motion that we accept the minutes as submitted.
That's
I
correct.
second it. There you go. Very good. And now let's move to the treasurer's report. Connie?
Okay. I guess I should have had a screen share for
Hold
you,
on,
but I
Connie.
don't.
Hold on. You need to vote on your minutes, right?
Right.
We have a motion and a second.
Of the question?
All in favor? Oh,
All in favor?
Aye.
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 there you go. There you are, Connie. And
I
then
see myself.
I have to find you. Now you are able.
I'm ready?
You're able to do what you are going to do.
Okay, like I said, I don't have a screen share to share, so I'm sorry. I'm just going to give you a basic rundown of where our financials are as of today, or the end of the year, I should say, 2023. Anytime you guys want to see a P&L, if you are a member, you have the rights to this. So if you're interested in seeing the numbers in detail, please get a hold of myself or Heather Dillon, and happy to share a copy of the P&L and financials with you. Okay. So right now, we have cash on hand of $271,000, which is great. Yeah. Last year, WHS, I'm separating out WHS and HAST. So WHS had income last year of over $64,000, most of which the money came from our auctions. We made over $55,000 in our auctions last year, which is great. So that's why we need you this year to still continue to jump on. That's where we get most of our funding from. So please support us and go to the auction and bid. And when I say us, I think a lot of people think of us as the board's money, and it's absolutely not. It's all of yours. It's all of ours. It's our money. It's our society's money. We made a little over $9,000 in dues. Expenses were $50,000 plus. That gave us a profit of over $13,000, which is good for the year. The HAST program income was over $68,000, which is huge. Way to go, Sandy.
3 cheers.
Yeah. So
Thank all the participants.
Yes. Expenses, including payroll, were about $47,000. Overall total profit for both organizations, us as a whole, was right about $35,000. So we're very healthy, need to keep that going. We do plan on spending some of that money. We continue to put into the scholarship fund for the HAST program. I think that's about it.
I make a motion, we accept the treasurer's report as presented.
I second that.
Anybody in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Nay. I say it. Good. Okay, let's move on to the committee reports. IHS legislative. Rick, do you have anything on that?
Sure. A couple of current topics with the Department of Health. The first is the Department of Health has issued rulemaking for assistant speech language pathologists on a criminal background check. That is in the process. There's a CR 103, which is the last stage in the process for the implementation of health equity continuing education. That will mean that everyone will need 1 hour of continuing education on health equity before their next license renewal. It's actually once every 3 years, so you have 3 years to do that. And it's kind of funky with our licensure because it's once every 3 years. And the health equity actually is calling it for once every 4. So if you do it once every 3 years, you'll never have an issue. And I think the society is planning on having a health equity course at the summer meeting in Wenatchee. So plan on being there and get that in and have some fun and share time with your fellow professionals. The Board for Hearing and Speech is currently recruiting for a physician, an advising physician, and 1 public member. So if you have any of your patients who might be interested in sitting on the board for hearing and speech, it's a very rewarding experience, and we can get the information to them. Just reach out to one of the board members, and we're happy to get an application to them.
Yes, and Rick, I actually have the site to go to for health equity as it currently stands on the Department of Health's website. Give me just a moment here, and I will.
And they did change that to every 3 years.
Well, they did recently. Well, the board is every 3 years, but the state requires it once every 4. But the board requires it once every 3.
We'll go with 3 to be safe.
Okay. I just sent that link in the chat for everyone. That is how you would get to again the trainings as they're described. I am working with Tammy Miller on figuring out which or how we are going to hold that class in the summer. So that will be on the agenda. I don't know who it will be, exactly how it will look. But that's the plan.
The Audiology and Speech Language Pathology Compact is in force. It's a very involved process if you're an audiologist or speech and language pathologist and you want to practice in other states without setting for the entire licensure for that state. That is something that the audiology group is working on. I think it's a great idea. And I would hope sometime in the future we could maybe apply that for hearing instrument specialists as well. And then the last thing I have is there is some information on the Department of Health website for providers who have been affected by a drug conviction, and that would include DUI. So if that applies to you, look up the Department of Health website. This is a short legislative session. There is nothing. I've been following the legislative session since its beginning. There's nothing that affects our profession at all this legislative session. So that's all I have.
Rick, is
Yes.
there any news on the medical waiver that?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. As of January 19th, 2024, medical waivers do not need to be signed by any of your patients over the age of 18. Under the age of 18, you still have to have a doctor's referral, and I do not believe that there is even a medical waiver for that. They have to be referred by a physician. So if your contracts are, if you're continuing to collect signatures on the medical waiver form, you no longer need to. You must keep all of the medical waivers from your past. Anything before January 19th, you have to have on your record in case there's ever a question come up on a complaint.
Great.
Any other questions?
That concludes our new business. Old business, not that the HAS program has anything to do with old business, but I would like to have Sandy update us on the HAS programs.
Okay. I'll keep this short and sweet as well, but it's pretty crazy to think that we are in our 8th year of the school already. So time really does fly. We had a fantastic year in 2023. I see a number of our past and present supervisors that are on the call today, as well as many of our graduates. So that's really pretty cool. And we certainly appreciate your continued support, because this is why we have the program. It's here for you, and to see everybody jumping on board and supporting it really has been fantastic. Um, with that in mind, things just keep getting better because 2024 is off to a very hot start. We just completed 6 students from the program in February. They will take the March practical exam at the end of the month. So we had 20 students enrolled up until just a few days ago. 12 new enrollees already for 2024, which is almost what we've been doing in a year. So it's really great. I also wanted to mention that I think 5 of our students right now that are enrolled are employed within audiology practices. So as this program gains, recognition and notoriety, I think it has encouraged them to also participate, and that's just great news for us as well. The big news for the HAS program is we have officially launched our new student portal, which should make things much easier for our students to complete their assignments and report on their quarterly basis, and also for me to track their progress. So I want to thank Connie and Heather Dillon also for really helping me behind the scenes to put that all together. It's a big project, but we're off and running with it now. And so far, the supervisors and students have received it with rave reviews. So I think they appreciate it as well. Last but not least, is mentioned in our treasurer's report and with our auctions and everything, that a big portion of, well, really all of the funds for our scholarship program are made possible by your participation in our auctions. So we want to make sure that we not only continue it, but build upon it and make this program available to as many students as we can. So with that in mind, if you ever want to know more about the program, how to be a supervisor, I do have right now, believe it or not, almost 10 prospects or students who have reached out to the program who are wanting to get into HAST, who have been verified, which means that I've verified their college transcripts and they are eligible to enroll and are in need of supervisors. So if you are a business and you are looking for your recruiting, please don't forget to reach out to me, and we'd be happy to try and make some connections. And that's it.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for everything, Sandy. You're awesome, and the whole country is watching you and this program. It is the most successful program in the country.
Yeah, I think we really, with the funding and everything, and over time, I think we do really have an opportunity. There's no doubt that we're on the map in our state, but an opportunity really to, take this much further with other states that are inquiring and are interested in having something like this. So,
right, that's very awesome.
Sandy, are the people who are looking for sponsors at this point geographically located in certain areas?
Yeah, so I did also just put, Ava helped us with a map. So you can go to our website now, and under job seekers and employers, we have a map of all of, HAST results. So we have our graduates. We plotted where we've had graduates from HAST, our current enrollees, and then where we also have students that are looking for supervisors. So that's probably the best way to, they're really all over. Certainly most in the Puget Sound, but I have Vancouver, I have Spokane area, Walla Walla.
Yeah, Rick, we just hired one.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a quick matchup, wasn't it, Liz?
Yeah, that worked out really well. I think he's
Yeah,
going to be really
cool.
great. Yeah.
Very cool. So
All right. So that I'm telling you that the HAS program is awesome. We've got a couple people that have enrolled and they've graduated and they're on their professions now in our company. Tammy isn't here, is she?
no.
So I'm thinking,
No, she's not.
that's fine.
So, go ahead.
Do we have Connie, do we have anything from the Department of Health as far as when your next meetings are? Anything you have to say about that?
So I think Rick pretty much covered everything that I had, so that's
Yeah.
fine.
Good.
I about the only other thing is the next testing will be for the HAST program will be the end of March. Other than that, no, I don't have anything more to add.
Awesome.
We do
We just
have a
wanted to hear
new
you
practical exam. So for those of you
Practical.
who are participating in HAST, supervisors, I would add, we want to make sure from an education committee, I guess I would report that the new IHS practical exam, which Washington is using, will be offered for the first time March 29th. And so we're certainly updating, all our license prep and those kinds of things through the HAS program to help students prepare. But I think you will find out that it's going to be a great exam and current. So, and I hope my dog doesn't start barking all of a sudden because there's dogs going by outside my house. So I'm going to go back on mute.
All right.
I was misstated the number of hours that we need for the equity education training. It's 2 hours every 3 years, not 1. So my apologies.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And that was actually one of the reasons we had trouble finding a course. Some of those training you get to on the Department of Health website are shy of 2 hours. So we're going to try to coordinate to have something that will fulfill both of those 2 hours at the summer meeting, which is going to be held in Wenatchee again.
That's right.
We don't have dates yet, right?
We do have dates. The 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Awesome.
And that'll be the next things that you guys receive in your email via constant contact. That is kind of the new thing that we are doing in conjunction with, as Gary mentioned, our website. It's now a microsite hosted by the International Hearing Society. So it's really exciting to be able to have things looking professional and be able to integrate the changes for the HASP program. That was the main thing. You guys will start to see changes that include jot forms and ways that you can register online and not have to get annoying emails that you have to print out and scan. And I know the process is a challenge. Technical difficulties I know very, very well. And so yeah, a couple of other things that I wanted to make sure of.
Yeah, the online payments, Kaylin, I think Heather and Ava are working through that.
Yeah.
Our PayPal and
Yes, thank you.
About ready. So
Yep.
pretty soon you'll be able to pay your membership dues and pay for registration to our meetings right online, which will be fantastic.
And basically we focused on making sure it worked for the HASP program. So that's why this meeting did not get those same luxuries or conveniences. But we were really working hard behind the scenes to make sure that that can be exactly how it works for summer meeting. So it's really, really exciting stuff. actually. So thank you all for being here and going through that work of getting on and joining us. The other couple of things that I'll just go ahead, if it's okay to talk
I
about
haven't
this meeting.
actually. I haven't finished with the. I'm sorry, but
Okay,
there's a
go
few
ahead.
other things we need to go on with the
Sure.
agenda. Um, the bylaws. We had some revised bylaws that was done, and we need to get an idea what those revised bylaws are and vote on them. So, Myra, I asked Myra to give us the highlights of what that is and see what it is, and she would tell us what that is. Then we can.
Mara, do you have it to share, or do you want me to?
Yeah, no, I have it up to share. Let me do my screen again.
Go right ahead.
Minimize all your little faces. Okay. Can we see again?
I can see. Yes, I can see.
Okay. So the biggest thing on our bylaw revision mainly has to do with editing out things in regards to tri-state, just because tri-state is no longer available for us. So we kind of had to edit a lot of that. The other big thing that we spent a lot of time last year was working on a mission statement. And that was something else that we wanted to include in our bylaws. That way we have better direction as a board, better direction as a society on what our society goals should be, and the direction that we want our organization to grow and flourish into. So our mission statement that we had come up with is to enhance the competency and knowledge of hearing healthcare professionals in order to better facilitate effective treatment for hearing impaired individuals we interact with here in the Pacific Northwest. So that is our mission statement that we have come up with to help direct our society in where we want to grow and become. A lot of the other little edits that we had to do was a little bit of more grammar and or capitalization that just made our bylaws make more sense, along with removing certain things that were not relevant anymore. So tri-state being one of them. So a lot of things in regards to tri-state we had to take out. And then there was one other section that was no longer we didn't quite feel like it was no longer relevant, which had to do with leveling or putting levies against members. That was not something that we felt like we had the power to do or even wanted to do. So that's kind of all of our. Oh, one other section too, once again, related tri-state. We had a tri-state committee. We ended up replacing that with IHS delegates. So then that way we have better coordination and interaction with IHS since we no longer have the need for a tri-state committee. So that's kind of our big highlights of our edits for the bylaws. Does anyone have any questions or anything that we want to go over more specifically?
Do we need to vote on that?
Yes.
Well, I vote that we approve these changes. And all those who, yes, all those who accept it, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
Very good. Thank you for your hard work on that, guys. Do we have Cheryl Blackburn or Doug Welch here with us?
Yeah, Gary, I was going to bring that up too about are you bringing up the Oregon Hearing Society?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, great.
That is, I have
I believe Doug's on, but yeah, I was going to make the announcement that Doug's been working really hard about getting the Oregon Hearing Society back. They just had their first meeting. Myself and Carrie Hawks are on the board as well. So we're obviously going to be working with WHS too to get that society back up and running.
Oh,
so
yes.
I hope it
I'm
works.
trying to show here. The other name would be Vladimir Gutierrez. I believe I said that right.
Yeah.
I wish I knew.
Yes, I'm here.
A
Thank
lot of
you.
yes, wonderful.
Good.
I
Yeah,
was trying to get this on a full page. Of all the things I know, I guess that's not one of them.
yeah. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to make this quick announcement regarding the Oregon Hearing Society. My name is Vladimir Gutierrez, and I have been dispensing hearing aids in Oregon since 2003. I'm very excited to announce that we have been working very hard to restructure the society, and we have made great progress so far. Recently, I stepped up as the new president of the chapter, and I feel very fortunate to have the support from people like Cheryl Goldsby at IHS, as well as from local advocacy veterans like Cheryl Blackman and Doug Welsh, who might be in the call. So without their support and active participation, it would have been very difficult to achieve what we have achieved so far. Now more than ever, we need dispensers in Oregon to participate. We would love for you to join us, share your ideas, and contribute to shaping the future of the Oregon Hearing Society. I know that together we can rebuild the Oregon chapter stronger than ever. To make it a little bit easier for everyone to participate, we have made our membership free for 2024. We have a new URL, which is OregonHearingSociety.com. And I urge you to please visit our website and join us. Your voices, experiences, and expertise are invaluable. So we will make it a focus to enhance your knowledge, skills, and resources so that you can continue to deliver exceptional care to everyone who needs it. Thank you again to the Washington Hearing Society. You folks are an inspiration for our chapter. So I thank you for putting this amazing event together and allowing me to make this important announcement. Thank you so much.
I'm very excited to see OHS.
Yes, we're very excited as well.
So,
fantastic.
And then
we're always happy to help. Anything we can do to help you guys, that's what we're here for.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. I'm sure you'll
I think half of these people on this line are licensed in Oregon as well. So
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So
awesome.
We're all going to jump on.
Thank you so
glad
much.
to see Oregon Society coming back. That's exciting.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, I am going to follow these lines here. So in our next summer meeting, there's going to be an election. And you're not going to have this fish to look at anymore. We'll have somebody else to look at, which I'm looking forward to. I want to look at somebody else. So, but it's a wonderful opportunity for those who want to serve on the board or be president or whatever it is that you feel like you want to do to contribute to our industry and to our profession. I encourage all of you to step up and give it a shot. That's what makes all these things work. I would like to these terminologies are odd, but good to the order. I would like to open this up to questions and answers to the members and the attendees. Does anybody have anything?
I have a question.
Perfect.
And this is something that might be addressed in our next session for the updates. But I was not a member previously, so I'm very interested to learn more about Hugo's Law, and I'm hoping that that'll be addressed, if not now, that in our next meeting.
Allison, I can give you a little bit of background, an
Okay.
update. Hugo's Law took effect January 1st, 2024. It requires all employers in the state of Washington with more than 50 employees to have a hearing aid program coverage. I do not believe it's limited, so anyone can participate. In other words, you don't have to be necessarily in network with that company to do that. I've reached out to my senator, who was one of the sponsors of the legislation, and they haven't been able to give me a real update, but it should be now that anyone in the state of Washington who works for an employer that has a health plan will be required to cover hearing aids at a minimum of $3,000 per year once every 3 years.
Okay, and are those policies, because I know Dr. Berenstein is also an attorney and he was reading some of the language. Are those health plans that are renewed, or are they completely new health plans, or does it matter?
That I don't know, and that's the question I had for our state senator Annette Cleveland, who is my representative and yours as well. It might not be a bad idea for Todd to reach out to her office, being that he's an attorney. Maybe he can get a little bit more details than I've been able to receive.
Okay, and that is Annette Cleveland?
Annette Cleveland is our state senator for Southwest Washington.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Rick.
Yes, Sandy.
Do you think that there's a way for us to have maybe someone from her office that would present on this at the summer meeting? I'm sure there'll be a lot of updates, or, that's another 6 months down the road.
I'm happy to reach out to her office and find out and let you know. But I think that's a great idea.
Incredibly popular at the summer meeting. And
California is following Washington's lead, and they have current legislation in process to do that as well.
Nice.
Super. Thank you, Allison, for that.
It's always like nuts and bolts about how people actually access these.
Yeah, and we currently have a person that we are trying to get reimbursed for hearing aids that works for SEH America, which is a huge company. And we've been unsuccessful because we're not in their network. We're not in the network that employer has, but I don't think that there's a requirement on being a network. I think that it applies to all hearing aid specialists, and it even applies to over-the-counter hearing aids. So,
cool.
Details to come, I guess.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions?
Well, one question that I had, I don't know that we actually motioned our roll call, and we had 2 people that did not speak up, I believe, that would have been called. Those things were brought to my attention.
Yeah, I put, let's see, I have Leo as here, and let's see, Anne
Plotnick, Bill Devaney.
Yeah, and I have
Bill. Okay.
Anybody else that is now here that I didn't call your name that are voting members? Okay, I think those were the only ones.
Yeah, I don't believe we need to move. I don't think we need to move. It's just roll call.
Yeah.
Okay. It was listed off in the last minutes. That's okay. Is there anything
if there's nothing else, then I move to adjourn.
A couple of things a couple of things that I do want to say about I'm not sure if I should say them at part of the event or if we should close the meeting first.
Close the meeting first.
Okay.
I move to adjourn this meeting.
So, second.
Aye.
And so be it. We're closed. Thank you all for attending.